Thank you. And now Mr. Paul Murphy, on behalf of the GUE, for 2 minutes, please.
Thank you, President. 2 days ago, the Israeli army engaged in yet another act of piracy in international waters, this time attacking a ship, the MV Estelle, carrying 30 activists from Europe, including many European MPs, hijacking their ship, tasering and beating up to 14 of these activists, and 14 people still remain in prison. Why did this wonderful European-like model democracy country that Mr. Zahradil would have us believe is the State of Israel, why did they do it? Simply because they were trying to bring humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza, thereby breaking the illegal blockade imposed on the almost 2 million people in Gaza, forced to live in what is in effect an open-air prison camp. I've been on a similar ship. I've been attacked by the Israeli military. I've spent a week in Israeli prisons in not humane conditions, and I've been in Gaza. And I've seen the reality of the conditions that are imposed on the people of Gaza by the choices made by the right-wing Israeli government. I've seen the hospitals that don't have even basic medicines. I've seen the mass poverty, up to 80% of people reliant on humanitarian aid to survive. And now the European Commission and the right-wing in this Parliament would like us to pat Israel on the back, to congratulate them, to welcome them into the single market. And let's drop the pretence that this is a technical agreement. That's absolute rubbish. It's completely disingenuous to suggest that. Entry into the single market is not a technical question. And let's also drop the pretence that it has anything to do with access to pharmaceutical products. What about the right of the people in Gaza to access pharmaceutical products? If this Parliament agrees to give consent, it will be a continuation of a two-faced EU policy that on the one hand speaks about the rights of the Palestinians, gives out about the oppression of the Palestinians, verbally gives support to a Palestinian state, but in reality backs up the actions of Israel and the oppression of the Israeli state against the Palestinians. Regardless of what declaration is passed, and we are in favour of the strongest possible declaration excluding Israeli settlements, we will be voting against consent. Consent will be interpreted by the Netanyahu government as an endorsement of the oppression of the Palestinians. It will embolden them to continue with forcing Palestinians out of East Jerusalem through the demolition of their homes, and to continue with the inhumane blockade of Gaza. There should be no consent while this oppression persists.